Former Prime Minister Dr. Keith Rowley has issued the country's most explosive economic warning in years, declaring that the US-Venezuela military standoff has now crossed directly into Trinidad and Tobago's bottom line and could shut down the very gas that powers the economy. In a media briefing earlier today, Rowley delivered a blistering takedown of the government's foreign policy strategy, accusing the Kamla Persad-Bissesa-led administration of recklessly dragging Trinidad and Tobago into a war posture that could cripple the country's economy.
We are dependent on gas from platforms 60 miles out there. We don't have a navy that could protect us. We don't have a Coast Guard that could even stand out there to be present, to hail anybody who's coming at us. That's a vulnerability of the worst kind. And if that becomes part of the proceedings, not by missiles being fired at us, not by bombs being fired at us, but just by a credible threat to those platforms, Trinidad and Tobago is now in a current against which we cannot swim. Because if a threat like that comes to us, a credible threat, that those platforms are in fact legitimate targets, those international companies will do one thing. They will remove their staff from the platform. And once the staff comes off the platform, most of those platforms are manned. Once they come off the platform, it shuts down the gas supply to Trinidad and Tobago.
Rowley says the government has placed a bull's eye on the nation's economic heartbeat.
It would have shut down TNTech, and this bulb will not light. Where did you see Trinidad and Tobago's interests? Can you genuinely say that Trinidad and Tobago has made provision to protect itself from an attacked Venezuela? If Venezuela finds itself under attack from the United States, assisted by Trinidad and Tobago, does that not make Trinidad and Tobago a legitimate target? Or have you come to the conclusion that, man, they ain't going to do nothing? Is that so? You have jumped in this high-stakes geopolitical issue, and you've taken a position as a combatant.
That was former Prime Minister of Trinidad and Tobago, Dr. Keith Rowley.